Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of the Squawk podcast, your favorite Pokemon podcaster's favorite Pokemon podcast. You know what? I should have asked somebody that question this weekend, and I'm mad that I didn't. Next time. We're back, folks. We are back from a long trip to the Bayou from the North American International Championships. We have survived. My name is Kyle Cooper Rios, one of your talking heads here on this podcast, and I am joined, as I am every week, by the Pony Bottle Champ, Mr. George Ferre. Georgie, Mazel Tov. How you doing, buddy?
What's up, man? How was your extended stay in the great state of Louisiana?
My stay was good. For context, I stayed almost a lot longer than everybody else did. My stay in New Orleans was almost a week. Today was my first day back at work. And to quote what my lovely girlfriend said about her first day back yesterday, I felt like a potato for the first half of the day. I have not done my job in almost a week, and I forgot how to do everything. They say it's like riding a bike. I forgot how to ride a bike. I had no idea how to fucking do my job for the first 3 hours of the day. But we're all right.
I'm just gonna tell you, I have no pity on you whatsoever.
Sure.
Also, the chat is straight up in my face, dog. Like straight up in my face.
Oh my God, George is not compared to Koopa. I can try to fix George a little bit.
It doesn't even say Koopa. You just called yourself Koopa
I'm literally I'm Ron Burgundy, bro. I have to read what the chat says.
It says Kyle. It says Kyle.
Oh, I don't know, man.
Put it in the middle, right there.
Right here.
Yeah. Oh, that's actually perfect.
Right there.
Yeah, on your wood. Put it right on the wood.
All right, fine. It's on the wood. Is that fine there? It looks kind of weird there. That's what I'm saying. There's no good place to put this right now.
I think that's better than on my face, quite honestly.
All right, that's fine. It's fine right here. We'll let it rock.
Okay.
It's right in between us.
All right, sure.
Turn your mic down just a little bit. You're coming in a little hot.
I'm always coming in a little hot.
Well, yeah, because you're a psychopath, so.
I'm a loud guy, you know?
You're a goofy guy.
Just a goofy guy.
Anyway, so the long and short of it is my stay in New Orleans was great. I had a wonderful time both at the North American International Championships and hanging out with you guys and my lovely girlfriend. We'll talk more about the details later. George, how are you doing? How are you feeling? How is your New Orleans?
That's what I was going to say. I have zero pity on you because I got home at 2 a.m. on Sunday night, had my first meeting at 9 a.m., had to run that shit, worked all day till 7 p.m. Then Tuesday I had to go. No, Tuesday I didn't have to go anywhere, but Tuesday I had a meeting at 8 a.m., worked all day. Then yesterday I had to go into the office, and then I had to go to a Yankee game. I know that sounds crazy, but so I didn't get home till 1:30 last night, and may or may have not drank a little too much.
You never.
All right, guys, I'll admit it. I drank. All right, I did it.
Twist my arm. You got me. You got me.
But yeah, it's been a long week. I can't believe it's Thursday, but I can also believe it's Thursday. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. I came into work today and I was just like, yeah, man, it's like today was my Monday, but it's Thursday, so tomorrow is we get breakfast at my office every Friday, so I got that to look forward to. So my Tuesday is gonna rock. And then I met a girl on Wednesday. Never mind. It's beside the point.
Took a full drink on Tuesday. All right.
I have a special section dedicated to him. Yeah, we're here. We have survived the North American International Championships. We've come out on the other end of another season. And yeah, we're going to talk about all the good, the bad, the in-between, the gnarly, the weird, and whether or not the spirit of Mardi Gras was with any of us this weekend. And we'll talk about that right now. So yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us. As you can tell, we also have the layout fixed. I figured out how to troubleshoot my own job. So yeah, that's exciting stuff. I'm really excited to get into today's episode, Georgie. So I'll start by asking you, how is it? Let's talk about the fun stuff that we did in New Orleans. How would you rank our second year in New Orleans versus the first year? Do you think you had more fun this year than we did last year?
I don't know, actually. I actually did think about this prior to you sending out the layout of the show today. I definitely got way drunker this year, but I think it's just because I'm getting old and I can't stay out past 12. So, like, that
You
wasn't cool. But then, like, I really enjoyed my Saturday day, you know?
yeah.
I really enjoyed Sunday. Friday at the tournament was probably the low light of the day because I ran into some garbage decks and I didn't make it day
Yeah.
two again.
You hit some bullshit.
Some bullshit. Thursday was really nice. The little chill out we had at the Airbnb.
That was very nice.
You and Marielle cooked for us, so thank you, Marielle, because she did most of the work. Screw you, Kyle.
1,000%. She was she is the boss. I'm just the peon. I held the dishes. So.
I would say us having a car this year made it a little more enjoyable. It was easier to
Sure.
like. I felt like I wasn't rushing around. I thought Friday's dinner was really nice.
It was. It was very nice.
Royal House was awesome. Char grilled oysters I had there were just out of this world.
Ooh.
I think I would, yeah, I think I would squawk year two over year one. How
Yeah.
about you? What's your thoughts? I mean,
Uh,
you don't really have a choice. You better say the right thing here.
gun to my head. No, I had way more fun this year than I did last year. For a bunch of reasons. Number one, I got to participate in the tournament this year, something that I whiffed on last year, which I didn't talk about like a lot, but like it did suck. It really. I am a competitor at heart, and to not be able to compete, really did suck last year. I felt that, but this year was fun. I got to enter the tournament, which was already a step up from last year, and I got to spend a week in a beautiful city with my lady, and that was a lot of fun. I haven't taken like a like working vacation for myself in like a really long time. A lot of my vacations are kind of like piggybacked off of Smash tournaments and like other like work stuff. So it was nice to like detach for a week and just like do touristy stuff. Like it was cool to just like explore New Orleans a lot more. It was cool to just enjoy the company of somebody else for a week. It was really cool. I would say this is a much better trip than last year, and I think New Orleans is kind of like a fun city. I know this has been a topic of conversation amongst the internet the last couple of days. Everybody just kind of ranking their favorite cities that they've gone to for Pokemon tournaments. Where would you put New Orleans on your list of cities that you've been to?
Interesting question. I would say it's probably somewhere towards the top, but I wouldn't say it's top. I really liked San Antonio, to be honest with you. I
Yeah,
thought we had a great time in San Antonio.
I agree.
I had a great time in Orlando as well. Orlando, like Florida's just awesome. Great weather. Not it wasn't as hot as New Orleans.
Yeah,
Thought Baltimore was really fun this year too. I would say probably like fourth. I would put New Orleans. The thing is, I like a lot about New Orleans. Bourbon Street though, dude. Like I tweeted it out. Bourbon Street too, and it's not even true because last year it kicked my ass twice too. So it's really like 4-0. I'm 4-0 versus Bourbon Street.
no, Bourbon Street's 4-0 against
Oh,
you.
yeah, yeah. Other way. Bourbon Street is 4-0 versus George. Yes.
Bourbon
That's what
Street's
it
got
was.
you like this, bro. Like you should not look Bourbon Street in the eye ever again.
Dude, at the cat's meow, I ran out of gas, brother.
I heard. God bless you. Good to see you.
I ran.
Um,
Honestly, you know what I've been meaning to ask? Were you there? They definitely called me up for karaoke because I signed up for karaoke, then died.
Marielle and I needed to get some air, so we I think left
Oh,
at some
okay.
point. So, but I'm sure you did great, sweetie. In terms of where I would
No,
put
I didn't.
San
I
Antonio,
didn't go.
oh yeah, you didn't make it. You're fine. New Orleans to me, I think is probably like a top in my top three cities. The things that I look for in these cities is like how walk friendly is it? Like the walkability of a city is something I didn't truly understand until I've been to cities that you cannot walk in. So I think, and I like how much stuff there is to do within the area of the convention center. Like, even if you aren't a Bourbon Street person, if you just walk to the end of the convention center and go to the right, there's a strip mall right there. So like, there's that. There's the aquarium. There's Caesars down the street if you want to gamble and do all that. I would just say the humidity is just a lot for me. I'm a sweaty boy. The amount of concerned looks that I got from people in the streets being like, "Are you all right? You're sweating a lot." It's like, I'm fine. I'm just like this all the time. I'd say I like Toronto a little bit more.
Oh, Toronto.
Toronto is
Toronto's up there.
Toronto's a great city, both in terms of like drivability, great food spots, a lot to do. San Antonio, same reason. There's so much to do in San Antonio. The weather's great. I'd probably put Baltimore near the bottom of my list just because of how like far away it is, the convention centers from everything. And parking in Baltimore gave me an aneurysm. That was some of the least amount of fun I've had driving a car in my entire life. So
Yeah.
that sucked. And like like the night we went out was fun. There's things to do. Just in terms of just like how far the convention center is from like everything else kind of stinks. So I think your mileage may vary on that. Granted, we stay in an Airbnb, so it's different, but I definitely say New Orleans is in the top 3 of cities that I've frequented, and I hope that it's back next year. That'd be nice.
I'll tell you what, shout out the pool, because the pool was a lifesaver.
Yeah. I'd say that about the grill, but the grill didn't work. So 1 out of 2 ain't bad. So
Yeah.
pool was sick though.
Meatloaf.
What was the best dish you had in New Orleans? What was your favorite?
Yeah, it
meal
was
that
by
you had?
far the char grilled oysters at Royal House. We got oysters on the half shell. We got oysters tostadas, and then we got the char grilled oysters. And I looked at the Harrell. I'm like, let's go again, baby. Order up. Let's do another one. They were so freaking good. It honestly might have been like food I've ever like best dish I've ever had in my entire life, and that's
Wow.
that's saying a lot.
Wow. That is a lot. You eat a lot of good food, so you're a foodie.
Yeah.
I had char grilled oysters at one restaurant I went to. I went to Moro's in New Orleans, which came highly recommended from food critics and friends. I got some char grilled oysters there as an appetizer. Great, really, really good stuff. The restaurant in general, I had like this crawfish pasta with like 2 giant fried pieces of
Oh,
catfish.
the crawfish croquetas. I forgot about those. Sorry to cut
Those
you
look
off. but
those
the
look really
crawfish
good.
Yeah, I've been thinking about those actually. I've been thinking a lot about those.
Those were very good. That spot we went to was Cannon Table was very nice.
Yeah.
Great restaurant. Yeah, I'd say I was a big fan of Moro's. That was a good dinner that Marielle and I had. We went to Gus's Fried Chicken, which is like a chain in the South, but it was really, really good fried chicken. Like
Shout out Gus.
it was really, really good. Loved the
Really like that.
really good. I would say though my favorite spot was the Cochon Butcher. That was my favorite spot that I frequented. It was so good I went there twice.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. And I bought merch.
Yes,
There's a T-shirt on my bag right now with their logo on it. So.
Oh shoot, dude, we forgot to get T-shirts.
You forgot to get a T-shirt. I got T-shirts from places.
We
Also didn't go to many good T-shirt places. That's the thing. like we didn't really bar crawl. I guess like the place we also went out to Frenchman Street this year, which is something we didn't do last year, and I'm glad that we went because the live music was fantastic. I don't know how you felt about it, but Frenchman Street was the vibe.
Yeah, no, it was cool. Different vibe. It was still much more rowdy than I thought it would be.
Yeah, it's much more lawfully rowdy. Like Bourbon Street's chaotic rowdy if we're doing the alignment chart nonsense, but yeah, Frenchman Street was dope. And I got 2 T-shirts. Mario got me a T-shirt from a tattoo studio that she went to. She got a tattoo in New Orleans. Then I also picked up a shirt from the Cochon Butcher, which I might try to find in a second. But yeah, good food, good vibes all around. And I guess now we can segue into the Pokemon part of the tournament. So let's talk about how we did this weekend, Mr. Fabre. How are you feeling about your NAIC experience from a player's perspective?
Yeah, so I played Charizard EX with Pidgeot and Dusclops, whatever, Dusknoir line. Didn't play Shaman. Played Picnic Basket, used it once all day. It was pretty sick. But it's crazy. The reason why I had it in there, I didn't see either deck all day. I was seeing the craziest deck. So if you guys go look up George Fabre on Limitless Labs. Oh, that's a sick shirt, bro.
Yeah,
That's tough.
It's
That's real
so tough.
It's got a
So
pig.
tough. I love pigs.
Yeah. Shout out Uncle Loiny X, the goat. But what was I saying? Oh yeah. So round one, I ran into a Cynthia's Garchomp. Oh, that's my list. Yeah. Oh, look at you. Look at you, Kyle.
I'm on my A game today, bro. Let's all right. Let's take a look
Bro.
at Mr. Fabre's. Let's look at Mr. Fabre here. First of all, fourth highest placing George. So congratulations to you.
Oh, so there's a lot of Georges.
There's a lot of Georges.
Wow. Screw those Georges. First
All
of
right,
all.
so let's look at. I just want to take note of like George was in the Destined Rivals blender for the first 3 rounds. So let's talk about this. You were talking about Yen Mega, correct?
Yeah, so Garchomp EX, I won game 1. Just
Yo, this list is crazy.
dude, it was so it's actually gas. But like it's actually gas. Bro was cooking.
Holy, this is sick. Okay.
Bro, game 2, I like started Pidgey and like 2 Charmanders, and this guy prime catchered up, knocked out my lone Pidgey with what's it called? The red one, not the blue one.
The red Volbeat.
Yeah,
The red one. That's crazy. Andrew said it perfectly. You would run into this. So
yeah, with coordinated strike, and then I stretchered back the Pidgey, and then he goes boss coordinated strike. I'm like, dude, you got to be kidding me, like you got to be joking. Game 1 when we're playing, he goes Jan Mega, and I'm like, whatever, like this is not that bad. I got Chi Yu. I go Chi Yu. I'm like Mega Fire Envy, and he's like, no, it's not a knockout because it is weak to lightning.
That's
what
crazy.
A cop.
Yeah.
What a cop.
This is a federal agent move,
dude,
for sure.
Unbelievable. Yeah, so then, so honestly, this matchup is literally unwinnable. I look to the guy after game 1. I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is unwinnable. He goes, no offense, man. It's unwinnable. He's like, it's good that you realize that. I'm like, all right, let's just do it, right?
You're the only Charizard this guy hit all day too, which is crazy. So
it's not that crazy. It was only 2% played. So
why is it weak to lightning?
Weak to lightning.
Yeah, Luke's Luke Skywalker put it perfectly. TPCI breaking all of our ankles. That's crazy.
Dude, unbelievable. And then so round 3, really super nice guy Jordan. He's playing Firebox. I just kind of cheesed them both games. I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't really that hard.
Yeah, this deck doesn't have like a lot. This deck has like tricks, but they're all tricks with like big guys. So like you just trade more favorably into them at some point. So
yeah, I kept dust snoring his Armarouge, and then he would sob me, and then I just put Mist Energy on, so the sob he couldn't like sob block me anymore, and then just whatever. But then the last one thing I will call out here, because it's absolutely insanity. Someone said it in their the Spathra Frostless deck.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
How did I 2-0 this deck? I don't know, but like I literally go game 1. I go knockout, and then he goes try to corner me, and I attach Mist. Mist was actually goated all day, and then I go Dustnor, his only Frostlass, Picnic Basket, and he goes, wow, that's crazy you play that. All right, let's go game 2. So the one time Picnic Basket was played, it was actually for a win. So but the rest of the day, pretty easy. I ran 3 Joltics, went 2-1 versus them. The one that I lost was actually in Gentleman's during time. He was a newer player. He took a little while. I was fair in the Gentleman's. He did have the better board, so he probably would have won that match. And then at the end, the Heartbreaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the walls, the attacking walls deck. Just set up 2 cornerstones, one with Hero's Cape, and I'm cooked. So
honestly, like I think I was listening to another TCG podcast on the way home today, and They were saying that like I think there was like 10% no, there wasn't like a lot of Wolf players in the room, and you just hit one of them. The Mantike is devious work here, though. That's crazy.
I didn't even see it because all he did was set up 2 cornerstones every game.
Yeah, you're
So,
never seeing this card, so you just can't do anything. So
oh, if he would have did that to me with Heroes Cape on, I would have flipped the table. I think. So.
all in all, an impressive run for you, Mr. Fabre. So
Getting closer. Just, the epitome of mediocrity. Nothing new to see here.
hey, you stop that, all right? You're now. If we're gonna talk about mediocre, let's talk about me. So
You started off hot, though, bro.
I did. For context, I played Raging Bolt.
Wait, go back. Did you see this other Kyle?
The one with the fire emoji in his name.
Kyle Fuego Morris.
Kyle Fire Emoji Morris. My friends call me Fire Emoji. All right. At least I was in the top 8 of Kyle's, so I'll take that.
Top 8 Kyle's. All right. 12 points. Yeah. So, not bad.
It's not bad. Yeah, I played Raging Bolt Ogrepon. I played the same 60 as Harrell and Juan and Brad. We deemed that Horse EX or Iron Leaves was a good play. Solves a lot of your problems. Takes out the need for a Turo. Gives you an answer to corner. We really thought that like corner mons were going to be like very popular over the weekend, and you'll see in a second. I think I hit like a deck that played a corner mon, and it didn't matter because it was a matchup that I win anyway. But yeah, just to kind of talk about what happened to me this weekend, I had some very interesting matchups that I ran into. For starters, I hit. It's not listed here. My round 2 played.
You have a
Goldango.
blank.
Yeah, Lindsay. Shout out to Lindsay. She was an absolute joy. She kept talking about how she had a shopping appointment at 4, so if she lost, she was just going to be like, it's fine. I'll be all right. But she played Goldango, and she played Goldango to Dunsparce. So I hit 3 Goldango variants. I hit 2 Charizards and a Typhlosion. So, like, I started 3-1, and I was feeling pretty good about myself, and then I just hit, like, a blender of some very, like, Key and Peele football names. Kyle Fire Emoji Morris. That's funny. Yeah, I just hit some tough matchups. So round 1, I lost to. Shout out to my goat Win. Win is a friend of Hamza and Matt. So he was a super cool guy. He was playing some technology that I was intrigued by. Picnic Basket and Team Rocket's Watchtower were big forces in Goldango this weekend. We played a pretty close game. Game 1, I won. I got set up. We both want to try to make each other do the same thing in this matchup, where like one of us takes the odd prize with a single prizer, and then the other one just goes 2-2-2 to blow the other guys up. Game 1, I did that. Game 2, he did that. Game 3, I didn't do that, and I like hard bricked, so it was bad. I got to give a special shout out to my goat fan Rotom. I took like 10 knockouts with Assault Landing this weekend. That move is busted. That's a very, very good card. But yeah, so I lost my round 1, and then I got the win against Goldango to Dunsparce. Same deal. I lose game 1 because they can go 2-2-2. Game 2, they start lone 2 Gimme Ghouls pass. I get Baby Bolt set up and start sniping the board. So like that was a pretty clean one. And then game 3, I just blew up 2 Goldangos when Lindsay didn't have anybody left on board. So the game was pretty chalked. Round 3, I hit Joltic Box. Jason, again, super nice guy. But that matchup's just kind of tough. Game 1, I had like an insane play where he didn't have Genesect set up, and I was able to like Prime Catcher like chase down like the only guy with energy on it that mattered. So he was kind of just spinning his wheels the whole time. Round 4, I hit Mewtwo, which was an interesting matchup to say the least.
Oh, that's what that is. I was wondering what the Spide Ops was.
Yeah, it was Rockets. It's listed in Limitless as Rockets Spide Ops. I hit Chris over here. Chris, again, really nice guy, rocking the Mewtwo. Although Mewtwo is very like not in the picture here. It's mostly a Spide Ops deck that plays this one copy of Team Rocket's Murkrow, which is cool.
Interesting secret box in this list.
I think it makes sense. I think Secret Box just allows you to get like rockets. Allows you to get your stadium and a transceiver. so you're guaranteed to draw cards at the very least, just to kind of help you get your game set up. Game one, I felt kind of bad because Chris didn't understand how Baby Raging Bolt worked. I saw him grab the Articuno after reading the card, and he thought that Articuno would protect against Thunderbolt Storm. It didn't. He had a pretty bad start, so he just scooped, went to the next game. Game two, he starts Lone Tarantula Pass, and all I need is a Stadium to donk, and I didn't have it, but it didn't really matter. I just kind of got set up, and Raging Bolt did its thing. So I felt really good about how I started, and then I hit...
Interesting list.
Interesting list. Very interesting list. We'll talk about Mewtwo a little bit later, but... and then my next 3 rounds, I hit... 3 out of my next 4 rounds, I hit 2 Charizards and a Typhlosion.
Yeah, let's look at this Typhlosion list. I'm curious.
Shout out to Evelyn. Evelyn was super cool, and we actually have mutual friends from... Also, Evelyn hit like a New Jersey gauntlet here. She beat me, and then she had to play Matt Walter, and then she had to play Vaughn, which I think
that's hilarious.
Yeah.
That is, like, what are the chances of that?
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to, like, run into her, like, after the weekend was over, but, yeah, Evelyn was super cool. We have mutual friends in Toronto, so Evelyn, if you're watching this, you were hilarious, and she has a great segment in the vlog where she had the craziest playmat I've seen in my entire life. I was cracking up the whole time. But the deck list is kind of sick. I think this deck is, like, right on the cusp of being pretty good. Because you have the option of Dragapult, which is, like, a great, one of the best early game attackers in the game. And then you have access to Typhlosion, which always ramps up in damage.
The ticket, huh?
Yeah, the ticket I think you need, because if you prize one of your Ethans, then your deck just kind of, like, you're not hitting max damage. And in this matchup in particular, I'm never going to see a 2-prizer. So she's just going to trade more favorably than I am. Like, I have to, like, really aggressively attack with Baby Bolt, and I was just, like, never really in a board state where I could do that. So it was tough. But this deck is sick. And, again, shout out to Evelyn. She was super duper cool. And then shout outs, and then so I lost to her. I lost to Brennan. Brennan was awesome. Shout out to them. They were a lot of fun to play against. And then I lost to DJ, also playing on Bolt Charizard. So I hit 2 Charizard decks, which is not something you want to see as Raging Bolt. So that was tough. Also, give big shout out to my goat Alex here. He was playing Goldengo's Adventure, which is absolutely sick. This deck, I didn't think this deck would, like, be able to operate very well, but Alex had me on the ropes here. But he was super cool. I got to use Cycling Road.
Huh?
I got to use this card. It was sick. I got to discard an energy and draw a card. It felt awesome. Andrew, do you have a request, Andrew? While I'm talking about this. Oh yeah, I'm gonna. So we'll talk about how the rest of the group did it as a whole. So let's go look at Mr. Oh yeah, let's talk about what happened to Andrew.
I played against Michael Davison, bro.
Yeah.
You always got to make it about himself. You ever notice that?
Yeah, it's fine. Well, look at this. Look at this, like, Gen X, like, ass placement here. 1952. My mom was born in 1952.
Wait, what number Andrew was Andrew?
That's a good question. Andrew on the rank.
There's some good Andrews. There's some good Andrews.
We're going down far here. Well, in terms of goated Andrews, it's like, Hendrick and Mahone. That's like, it's like 1 and 1A. Like, you can't go wrong with that. We're getting pretty down low here. We're like, Andrews. You're in, like, the top, like, 5% of Andrews here. So, not bad. You're at the bottom of the worst. Anyway, let's talk about what happened to Mr. Malik here. Andrew, round 5, hit Michael Davidson, who played the same 60 as the winning list. So Andrew's run was literally shut down by a regional champion. Hate to see it. 5 ties, though, is nuts. That's kind of crazy. Crazy stuff. Rest in peace, Andrew. You did great, sweetie. We're proud of you. I would love to talk about, though, I think one of the big moments for me this weekend. I'm going to big squawk this one, just kind of spoil what we're doing here. Mr. Harrell Mannheim, with the 7-2-4 record, clinching his world's invite. L'chaim. I'll pour one out for my boy Harrell. The ultimate goal this weekend was to make sure that Harrell qualified for Worlds. And he did so in the most ass-backwards way you could. He made day 2 by going 504, which is not the way you want to do it, but he did it. I'm very happy for Harrell. He's been working real hard this season. I'm very happy for him that he's going to get to play at Worlds, which is cool. So
Yep. Same list. So pretty
yeah,
boring, but
it's a very shock Raging Bolt list. There's really not much to talk about here. So the horse is cool. I like the horse.
horse.
Horse. I still have your prime catcher, by the way. You're going to come to the league tomorrow?
Yes.
All right, cool.
'Cause I can't be out in public doing anything else.
Yeah.
I've
So,
had enough. This old man's had enough.
yo, I felt that so hard, like going out drinking 2 days in a row, and I was just like, I've never felt more in my 30s in my life. I was like, I can't do. Like me and Mario were like, do we want to go out again on Sunday? And we were like, can we please just stay? We were like, let's just stay inside. I think we need this.
Bro, dude, imagine how I felt.
Probably horrible.
Real bad. All right, so let's get into our new segment. I'm kind
Yeah.
of excited for this.
All right, so we're gonna do something a little bit different this week. Instead of doing like a Squawk or C's like proper, I came up with this great idea of something called Big Squawk, Little Squawk. So using this as an excuse for us to talk about the big stories of the weekend, we're gonna give them a big squawk, which is like, yeah, this is noteworthy. This is definitely worth talking about for a few minutes. And or little squawk, which is like, little splashing of plan, cool that it happened. We don't have to spend too much time on it. So, you guys let us know how you feel about this. I think this is a fun way to talk about everything that happened this weekend. So, Mr. Fabrizi, are you ready?
Yeah.
I should
So
probably open up my docs page also. So,
yeah, absolutely. Excuse me. Oh, got a little frog in my throat. Isaiah Bradner winning his first international championship. Big squawk or little squawk?
I'm going to big squawk it. I think this is a big deal. I think one of the biggest.
You were supposed to give me this one first. I don't know the next.
I mean, we can both talk about it. We don't have to give them to each other. We can just kind of talk about them in general. But I'm gonna big squawk it. I think the biggest thing for me here with Isaiah is that I think like as someone that's kind of newer to the scene, that's sort of like kind of catching up with the lore here. The thing behind Bradner is that it was very successful in seniors and such, but wasn't able to win the big one at Masters yet. Kind of like always the bridesmaid never the bride type situation. Won the Stockholm regional this past season, so got that monkey off his back, and finished second at NAIC 3 years ago, and now is able to complete the job in what is the ever evolving deck of Gardevoir, which we can now talk about a little bit here. The evolution that this deck has taken is insane. It's 4 Monkey Dories, 4 Dark Energies, an Energy Switch, TM Turbo Energize, which I think is really, really cool. Allows you to power up those Monkey Dories. George, as someone that's played a lot of Gardevoir, why do you think this deck took this direction? And how are you feeling about the whole Bradner coming out on top with the same 60s like 5 other people? So.
Well, I actually know why, because Andrew told me what Michael Davidson said why they were playing Turbo Energize. It was basically to get the dark energy out onto the instead of playing, using vessels for them, just using vessels to thin out your psychic energies, and then you could Turbo Energize, get your Monkey Dory set up. So pretty ingenious idea. Crazy to me though that they went 1 Bravery Charm. That's got to be frightening, right? But I guess if you're not playing Drifloon, then it doesn't really matter, and you're probably just Bravery Charming Mew or Clefairy most of the time, against a Dragapult matchup.
Or your Ralts in certain situations too. So.
Or your Ralts in certain situations, yeah, of course. Double evolution, pretty standard, right? 4/4 Iono research. 2 Arvin. I knew Arvin was always deck. There's just so many ways to play it. They all do the same thing, and it's just kind of a meta call,
Yeah, I think given the popularity of Mardi's Grimmsnarl, which we'll talk about coming up, I think the 4 Monkey Dories has become okay. You want to out Monkey Dory the other Monkey Dory deck, You know what I'm saying? You just want to be able to like send that damage that they send to you immediately back and have it be a non-factor. And again, the obvious lack of Drifloon here is a big thing. But if you have 4 Monkey Dory set up and a Gardevoir, you're doing like what 310? Like once all that damage is moved off, so it's like it's very easy to hit those big numbers where you don't need, where you don't need the aid of Drifloon, but you also have Screamtail to snipe the bench in certain situations, which that card's been proven to be very good. This deck is just one of those ones where as long as it's existed, it's able to retool. And I think watching the monkey count increase in Gardevoir over time is hilarious. It went from like it went from 2 monkeys to 3 monkeys. Now we're seeing 4 monkeys. Like at one point, like if we could play 5 monkeys, maybe we could. 5 monkeys jumping on the bed at this point. So,
100%. Gardevoir EX or Gardevoir in general, best Pokemon TCG, the best TCG Pokemon of all time.
Well, I think we can maybe use that to springboard into one of the other points I had down here. Is that Gardevoir has surpassed the $1 million mark in terms of its total earnings. So would you give that a big squawk or a little squawk, in your opinion?
Oh, big squawk. I wish I had more patience and more brain power to play Guardy. I do enjoy the deck a lot. I ain't shit without quick search, I ain't shit without quick search.
You stink.
Yeah. So big squawk. I'm a big Guardy fan, and even in playing Gardevoir as well with Telepath, like it. And it was even good in Sun and Moon too, right? With Gardevoir Sylveon. So like,
the fairy one. I think there was the fairy one also.
Yeah,
I forgot what that one did.
And the Mega Gardevoir, I believe, was good too. And then the Fire Gardevoir was. There's always a good.
Someone at Pokemon must have like some insane dirt on Gardevoir as to why it's always has a good card. Like this card, like Gardevoir must.
No, Gardevoir has something on dirt on Pokemon.
Yeah. Yes. Somebody owes million in back taxes, and that's why Gardevoir is like continued to run rampant. I think a lot of why I think if you talk to like a lot of the older heads, I've been seeing this conversation circular out on Twitter. It's like, hey, is Gardevoir EX the best Gardevoir card ever printed, like you said? And I think it's an easy argument to say it is. Just like look at what it was. Just look at what it's able to orchestrate.
Telepath, Psychic Clock Gardevoir was pretty sick from.
But like, look what this is. This is $1 million deck, George. It's crazy.
But also the pricing is higher now.
Yes, it's different. So
yeah,
definitely not to be ignored. However, if anything, I think this speaks to also how broken Monkey Dory is. I think I was listening to like some other podcasts. Do you think that the person who designed Monkey Dory still works at the Pokemon Company?
Yeah, they messed up with that card, huh?
This guy got fired, bro. This guy got canned.
They were like, oh, it'd be a cool ability, just move 30 damage off of any of your Pokemon if that has a dark energy. No.
Nuts stuff.
Screwed up the game.
Yeah. Literal crazy stuff. But yeah, I think Bradner winning is huge. Congrats to him. It was a fun watch. We'll talk about his opponent Riley in a second, who also went on quite the run this past weekend. But I'm gonna pass one up to you, George. Talk about one of your favorite decks of all time. And something that I think is incredibly impressive. Something that I found very interesting this weekend is that there is a rooting interest in all 3 of the age divisions. I don't usually watch the juniors or senior stuff because I'm usually sleeping, and there's usually not really anything that interesting going on. But in seniors was won by Gabriel Fernandez, brother of regional champion last season, Vinny Fernandez. And Gabriel Fernandez was going for the Triple Crown. He won LAIC, he won EUIC, and he was going for the three-peat in NAIC, and he did it. He won with your GOAT, Charizard. So let's talk about it. Big squawk, little squawk. Gabriel Fernandez doing the Triple Crown.
Huge squawk. Huge. We actually, I don't know if I should say this actually, but we might have been a bit privy to this list on Thursday night. I don't know if I should have said that. Anyway,
Who cares? It's after the fact. Huge, huge list.
but what I will say is I looked at it and I was like, this looks really dope, and I would play it. I just haven't practiced at all, and it does work a little bit differently. Two Brock scouting, very necessary, very consistent.
Good card.
Chi, probably the most busted card in format, hands down.
Good card.
I love Chi. I love Chi. You got a Monkey
Name three
Door, you got a...
songs.
What?
If you love Chi, name 3 songs, bro.
Mega Fire Envy, Flarebringer, and
7 Days by Craig David.
Met this girl on Monday. No, I was gonna say, what's the thing? Jealousy Singe.
All right. There. Carry on. You're a real fan.
Yeah, I mean, listen, play some Evos, get a little picnic basket in there. It's crazy that I knew picnic basket was broken in Charizard. I thought it was my idea, but apparently everybody had the same idea. Jamming Tower, really good in this deck as well. It literally has an answer to everything, and there's no reason why Gabriel, the caliber level player he is, shouldn't have won in seniors with this. It was just a busted deck. I've been playing it online. I'll probably bring it tomorrow.
It's good.
The Blood Moon, which you can't really see on screen here, is
It's not in here. That's why.
Oh, he's not playing Blood Moon.
No, there's no Blood Moon.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
Crazy stuff.
Well, I guess I'm really just outing myself, knowing things that I shouldn't be talking about. But I'm gonna probably get a phone call later.
Oh, shut up. Who cares? The tournament's over.
Yeah. But Blood Moon also would be pretty interesting in this deck because it kind of acts like Radiant Charizard, right? So, Energy Search. Shout out to Andrew. He's been saying the whole time, he's like, "You're gonna play." So when you Arvin, you can pull it off.
Yeah.
He was right. It's a good card.
Yeah.
I like the list a lot. I think it's fantastic. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
big Squawk?
Yeah. I think you can get by without playing Blood Moon because you are playing a third Charizard in this list, and the max belt is also really good. There's also a lot of instances. I saw a couple of one of the games in finals where Gabriel attacked with Pidgeot to get rid of a stadium, which is cool. So I guess that's also an option you have.
Oh, Blustery Wind goes hard. Oh, I actually took a knockout with Defiance Man Blustery Wind against a Joltik player. It was actually a big brain move by me. He put Pikachu in to stall for one more turn. Dusclops, put him down to 1. I was on 2. Defiance Band, Blustery Wind for knockout.
Good on you, mate. Good on you.
Goated. Goated play.
I think I'm going to big squawk this also for obvious reasons. Not just because the list is pretty sick, but also because like doing that is so like winning a tournament consistency in the TCG is really hard. Gabriel to be able to do this, run the gauntlet 3 times with 3 different ICs to win cannot be. I don't think that'll ever happen again in seniors. He's cemented himself.
He also maxed out points, right?
I think so. Yeah, he got like the max amount of points you can from in terms of play. Like it's insane. The kid is the kid is a prodigy, and I think what makes this even more impressive is that in each of the 3 IC finals, he beat the the NA region numbers 1, 2, and 3 in each of those finals. It was insane. Like the plot armor was nuts. Obviously, he ages up in a Masters next season. Will he see the same level of success? It's going to be harder. Obviously, the field is bigger. There's a lot more bigger, fish in the pool. But I think I would not be surprised to see him like top cut, top 16 a lot of these regionals as well. He's insanely good. So I'll give that a big squawk. And because I know you didn't watch this or know about this, I will also drive the ship on the other big thing that I wanted to talk about, which was the juniors finals between Annabelle Ono and Kenji Ono, brother and sister. I'm just in terms of just a storyline thing, like the deck list or whatever. They both played like Charizard, Dragapult. They played like slightly different lists. Just from a story perspective, like from like a writing perspective, You can't make this. You can't make that stuff up. Pokemon is going to take this storyline and milk this for years. So I think that's really cool, personally. So I'll big squawk that from just like a feels perspective. I had tears in my eyes. It was beautiful, quite honestly. You know I'm a big softie, so.
Yeah, big soft serve. But would you be what kind of soft serve would you be?
I'm a chocolate guy. I like chocolate.
Just straight chocolate. I'd be like the orange creamsicle twist, you know?
That's not bad. I mess
Yeah,
with it.
I miss that a lot actually because I'm lactose intolerant. Can't have it anymore. Little Coles, right? Coles is a
Clothing store.
clothing department store. Yeah.
Department store, yes.
Yeah.
You got any takes on this Dragapult Charizard list that Annabelle won juniors with? So
I'm really not a fan of Dragapult, Charizard, Pulsar lists.
it feels
I don't
very
get 'em.
it feels clunky.
Yeah, I know Guevara actually played it to last year's NIC, so he's a visionary for sure.
Isn't it funny
but,
how this deck was a good play to NAIC 2 years in a row? I find that very hilarious.
Yeah, strange, right?
Strange, isn't it?
I don't know. Good deck, obviously well constructed. Not for me.
Yeah, the deck may not be for me, but just from like the storytelling perspective, again, brother and sister in an IC finals is like
Yeah.
Hollywood wishes they could come up with stories like that. Like I was,
Big squawk that story for sure.
Yeah. That's gonna make like that like you don't need to market that. Like that's it. That's your marketing right there for the next year. That's crazy. That's so cool. That's like
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Because they were both decked out in like all the Team Rocket gear.
Yeah.
Do you think like someone told them to wear that?
I think they were wearing that all weekend anyway. So I think that
Okay.
was. I think it's.
like-
I think I heard like rumblings that they wanted to maybe try and like Meowth plushies to put on the table with them, which would have been cool. But I think they were just dressed like that all weekend. So
Because when I saw that, I was like, Pokemon really stepped in shit on this one, you know?
I think from what I've seen from like the end of season posts from like the mother Lynn Ono, I think the kids cosplay at like all the regionals that they go to. So I think this is just like next on the line of stuff.
The other thing that they really stepped in shit on was getting Tord versus Mahone on stream. That was kind of crazy.
That was crazy. I I was listening to Mahone's podcast on the way home, and he was talking about how he was having a conversation with Tord before they went up to play, and he's like, "Yeah, man, like this is the first tournament I've entered like in like all year. Like he's kind of playing like fast and loose as a deck, doesn't really understand like all the lines." And then Tord was like, this is the most prepared I've ever prepared for a tournament before. So, he was like saying that Tord was he was very disappointed with his mediocre ass finishes all season, which for him is like a top 32. Like again, cannot go underestimated here. And I'll pull up Tord's list. Tord Reklev with another IC top 4 light work, third place, lost to Riley. In which was a pretty interesting play of the weekend. I think like Tord attacked with Blood Moon or something like that, and like something happened where like Riley just passed a turn and Tord couldn't do anything, and then Riley just beat him. I don't really understand the intricacies of what happened, but it was pretty sick from what I understand.
Yeah.
Any takes on Tord's list here?
Yeah, I like this list a lot. It's just smart.
Yeah,
I think we were testing a list like this, actually. I think I played a list like this to a challenge. Definitely not 3 Brock scouting. I was definitely playing Jocks. No Jocks is interesting, but Tord is a big research player.
yeah.
And consistent. So 4-4-4. Dude loves double Turo. I respected the hell out of him for that.
Yeah.
Double Monkey, Neo Upper.
There's 7
it's-
Gus cards in this deck, bro. This is crazy work. This list is absolutely cracked.
Yeah, but I mean, you're going to be behind, and you just to set up damage with Dragapult, remove damage with Monkey Dory, set up knockouts, take 6 prizes.
This is
It's
so
a bust.
sick.
Yeah, I mean, he's really smart, too. Like,
He's nuts.
Big Squawk that, too. Where are we knocking a Big Squawk? I'm thinking we're Big Squawking everything.
I think the only like not big squawk I'll have is I think like Raging Bolt and Grimmsnarl kind of falling flat on
You
their
have,
face. Like,
you have the doc up on the stream.
hi guys. Spoiler. This
We
is us.
prepare, we prepare, we prepare.
I write a doc every week, and that's the truth.
Yeah. When you say we prepare, you prepare. I just show up and
It's true.
talk nonsense.
You're doing great, sweetie. I'd say the only thing I wouldn't big squawk is like the Raging Bolt and like Grimmsnarl stuff. I just feel like that's just like it just kind of happens. I think Gardevoir continues to be a force, and Dragon Bolt's really good. Those two decks, even when they're not the most played, are going to convert very well. Grimmsnarl kind of falling flat on his face is like maybe like a medium squawk. I want to say flat on his face, but like Piper Lapine was the highest placing one at 6th place, and then kind of like a lot of like top 32, top like 64, 128 finishes. So, do you got any thoughts on like Grimmsnarl as a total? I hit 0 all weekend, so.
Yeah, I mean that's why I was playing Picnic Basket, right? So I was a little shocked that I didn't see any. I dodged everything, right? I just got the weirdest stuff. So that's why I can't really have an opinion on see any. So I know a lot of top players played it though. I know Michael and his group were on it. So
It's fun. I think it's a
little squawk.
It's a little squawk. It's a very efficient deck. I think just being able to accelerate all that energy before, as Luke says, Grimmsnarl and Guardy surely isn't that bad, and then it was that bad. Yeah, I mean, like if this deck's playing 3 Monkey Dory and Gardevoir is playing 4, it's like all that damage you move is just never going to matter at the end of the day because they're just going to be able to wipe the board of all their damage regardless. But I like this kind of middle ground of just like, okay, like you have the option to play the Frostlass. It's obviously very heavy Monkey Dory because being able to move that damage is very efficient. You're this huge 320 HP Pokemon that can tank hits. I like this list a lot. I like Piper's list going a little bit heavier in the Spike Month, knowing that you only play 1 Ultra Ball. You need to get your guys out. So I think this deck is just going to continue to be solid. I don't see this deck being a bad choice.
Pull up Mike's list that they played.
Yeah, I will pull that up right now. They did play a little bit of a different variant. Yeah. Where is he? Michael B.O. There we go.
That was interesting, their list.
Yeah. Also, we're going to get into the argument of which is the most optimal snow run. It's going to be the Dusk Call conversation all over again. That being said, though, there's a pheasant. There's a pheasant here, so you have a little bit of draw. No Artisan, just straight Spike Month. Heavy research, heavy Iono. I don't think this is a bad list either. I think this is very good. Just having an extra draw with Fez is really helpful.
I was surprised the no corner.
I just think the corner feels so. I just don't. I feel like your ideal board state here is that you want to have as many like Impidimps and Monkey Dories in play as fast as possible, and like sometimes a Frostlass, sometimes a Badoo. Sometimes a Shaman, I guess. Like, I just don't think you have room for the corner stuff, especially because, like, if everybody's playing, like, you're seeing Turo. I just don't think the corner is very effective, personally. But it's fine. Devo? Little TM Devo action. I don't hate it. I think this list is good. I think this Pokemon's well positioned. It's gonna be pretty good. So, shout outs to Mike for I forget where he finished in a NA this season. Was it like top 100, I think? Or top 50?
Like 40s.
Good for Mike, man. Just to give him his flowers. Mike also someone who was very vocal about how he might not play this season. And he did really well. I'm very, very
He's
impressed.
also not going to play next season. We're all retiring, so.
You guys, listen, man. I believe it when I see it. Come on. Yeah, you see, I guess. Shut up. Like, you're not going anywhere. If I drive, you'll go somewhere.
That's true.
There we go.
That's true.
Yeah, but shout outs to Grimmsnarl. Shout outs to Piper. I just want to say from like a casual perspective, like my my girlfriend who knows nothing about competitive Pokemon, well, very little about competitive Pokemon. She just to see a woman up there, I'm sure that was very cool for her to see. He's like, oh yeah, she's crushing it.
I will say Marielle is she's catching the bug of opening packs. She was getting really excited opening packs.
She had the best pull of the weekend. She
Yeah.
pulled the SAR Giovanni. So girlfriend luck must be studied in the lab. Trust me.
She's catching the bug.
Yeah.
Opening packs.
I had to like send some of my sleeves back with her, and she's like, "Can I sleeve up some of your cards and shuffle them to practice?" I'm just like, "Absolutely, please, by all means, go ahead." So she's a treat. Shout outs to her. The only other thing I want to talk about here is this Toad Scroll deck. The last big squawk for me is Ray Chen. They put on probably one of the most impressive back-to-back tournament performances of all time. 12th place in Portland with Toad Scroll EX into a 5th place with Toad Scroll EX. Is this deck just good?
We were talking about it, right? Like, it does a lot of damage because it's 80 plus 40 for each energy on Pokemon.
Yeah.
Or each grad. Yeah.
I think that's how that works. I'll pull up the card right now. Hold on. It is 80 plus 40 more damage for each of your bench Pokemon has any grass energy attached. So do the math. If you have 8 bench Pokemon with at least 1 energy on it, so it's what's 8 times 40? Is that the multiplier?
Oh, you actually don't know how to do the math.
I don't. I literally don't.
It's 400. It's 4 times 8 is 320, right?
Plus 80,
And that
400.
plus 80 is 400. Yeah.
This is crazy. It's absolutely nuts.
But the thing is, even if you got rid of, and you're still doing 280.
Crazy stuff.
280 is the number, right?
It's the magic number, man. 280 is the new
magic
220. So, before we wrap things up, you got any other decks? You kind of like glazing through like the top day 2 stuff. Anything kind of strike you as interesting?
Not really. We kind of hit them all, to be honest with you.
I will say one of my favorite decks that I got to steal information from this weekend. I shout outs to the dude who got top 128 with a Cerula GX. Good card. To run a 35th place. Let's see here. 35th place. Oh yeah. Andrew Burtz is up. 35th place, Mr. Matthew Hubbard, playing Ogerpon with double Ogre's Mask, baby. There's no way this could have been a good call for the weekend, man. Like, I feel like Shaman makes this deck like feel so bad, but bro got the job done. So, quite the run here.
I don't know what to say about that. I'm conflicted. It doesn't look right.
I mean, you hit like maybe one deck that plays a like if your opponents aren't playing Shaman, you can just disrespect them. Like even the Gardevoir, like the winning Gardevoir list doesn't play Shaman. So I mean, you can probably get away with some cheeky stuff with Teal Mask. So
I don't know, but did you run into any Joltik box players this weekend?
I ran into one and I won. So
yeah, I think that deck's kind of dead.
I think that deck. Yeah, that deck was definitely on fraud watch. I think the highest placing one was like top 128 or something. So I think it's like.
But it might be good again for Worlds.
78 was the highest placing one. It might be. I don't know. There's so much. There's so much. I think we're in the same situation where like not enough changes. I'm unsure, but we'll see what happens. Here's Cyrus McCain, the 81st place Cerulege list. All the Ceruleges lists I was looking at were playing like 3 of the 70 guys and like one of the different like 30 Ceruleges they printed. I don't understand what makes this one like the better one here, but whatever. It's cool, I guess. But yeah.
You go to the highest placing Charizard list. I think it's 217. Pidzard.
Let's take a look here. Just no Dragapult.
Yeah.
Let's pull her up. Interesting stuff here.
Yeah, very similar to what I played. Played Research, Tatsugiri.
Heroes Cape.
Rescue Boy.
Not bad.
Heroes Cape, though. I don't know.
Here we go. There's the A-Spec debate in Charizard again, so.
I like Secret Box. But I think I might play a version like that. with I do like the Tatsugiri in there. You know how I feel about the 1 pound fish.
You love that guy. I would also like to bring note to the highest placing Rockets Mewtwo deck. Andres Torres, 742 record, 294 with the Rockets Mewtwo. This deck, after playing against it and playing with it for a bit, this deck feels awful. Just
Yeah.
it's so sad, man, because Mewtwo is so cool. Like,
All right, they're
but
playing one psychic energy, but whenever you were cooking multiple psychic,
shut up. Yeah, whatever, man. It's fine. I think it's Mewtwo itself is cool. It's just like you're so hamstrung by yourself. Like the Rocket's engine is so cool, but the Pokemon themselves are just so mediocre.
someone's
so.
gonna cook something with the Rocket's engine.
This will become a lot
for
better
us.
when all like the broken like G block stuff rotates out. Like when Gardevoir's gone, when like all that stuff like is vanished, goes by the wayside. Maybe this deck gets a little bit better, but until then,
The supporters are too good.
they are very good. The engine itself is busted. So, yeah, fun weekend. Now, just to kind of before we close the show out here, obviously we have some time between now and Worlds. So George and I are in the process of cooking up some off-season content for you guys. We'd love to hear from you guys at home. So let us know here or on our socials what you guys want to see on the channel. We got some we had some very loose conversations, loose handshakes with people on Bourbon Street about some people we want to have on the show at some point.
Yeah, I think if we just follow up on it, I think we're good. Like everybody's
Yeah,
pretty.
I think everybody's pretty cool about it. So we'll reach out to some people. I would like, if I'm just gonna see this out loud, I would like to pre-record those, and then maybe we can do like something else with the live shows. We'll figure that out. Because if we're like, there's gonna be a lot happening between now and Worlds, so I don't know if it makes a lot of sense for us to do live shows for like the next couple weeks. We can maybe do us doing stuff, but as far as the interviews, we'll see what happens.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure something out. But George, before we close things out tonight, I'm going to reach through the bottle of water that I have here, and I'm going to give a toast to us. We had quite the sure, man. Whatever, that's fine. It's been a long season for both of us. You traveled to a different country to play Pokemon this season. I did as much as I could with
Traveled to two
you
different
did.
countries.
2 different countries. I forgot about
Canada, yeah.
Cheers to us, man. We made it through another competitive season together. Here's to what the next competitive season looks for both of us.
Yeah, I will say, if I could reflect a little bit,
Yeah, let's talk about it.
I did double my points from last year. So I had like 140 last year, and or no, I had like 120 or something. I don't know. Forget exactly what I did, but this year I ended up with 249. So, or 239. So that was pretty cool. I nowhere near what I need to be, but I almost maxed out all my locals, and a couple cup wins next year could be a different player.
Yeah.
What about
I
you?
feel about the same way. I came into this season knowing that it was going to be hard for me to like do a lot of what I wanted to do. Given what my job is, I do not have all my weekends free like I used to. So going to cups every weekend and doing, granted, between my job and also, being a very attentive and, good partner to my girlfriend, I can't dedicate all my time to Pokemon. Obviously, I understood that. So I try to make the most of my time as I could. And there was times where I felt like I, was showing very good signs of improvements. And then there's times where I failed myself in some capacities. But I'm looking to set very manageable goals for myself next season. I placed top 4 in a lot of challenges this season. I would love to win a challenge next season. I would love to get top cut in a cup next season, and maybe see where that goes from there. And I just want to build a better foundation on myself as a player. And I want to commentate more Pokemon next year as well. I had a great opportunity with the Shuffle Squad, and I'm very thankful for them for giving me the opportunity to commentate the late nights last season. But I was day one in a different direction, and so now I am in need of a place to do that. So I am going to make myself more available next year to do that because my passion obviously lies in commentary, and I have dreams and goals for myself that I want to accomplish. Whether or not next year will take a step in the right direction of that, who knows? But I can't do anything. I can't say anything about it unless I do something about it. So I'm going to make strides in both areas next year as a player and as a commentator, and I simply just wish to get better at both. So.
Well, I'm proud of you too, man, because like we were sitting at Applebee's one day and we were talking about content, and we have been pretty consistently putting out podcasts every single week. So
yeah, I'm proud of us.
Proud of you, man.
So.
Yeah.
You too, man. I'm proud of us. All right, that's gonna be it for this episode, folks. Like I said, we'll see what we'll see what the schedule looks like. Stay tuned. Follow us on Twitter and all those places. I'm really excited. I'm really excited to kind of follow up and see what the off season looks like for us, and then before you know it, Worlds will be here, and someone in this call might be going to Anaheim, California.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe.
I just don't know what I'm gonna be so bored. But
Shut up. Just farm sides. You'll have fun.
I don't know.
Be a tourist for once in your life. God damn it. So
yeah. Well, that concludes today's episode. It's been an awesome season. It's awesome rocking with you guys, covering it all. Find me on Twitter, Pony Bottle Champ. Kyle, where they find you?
You can find me at Koopa NJ. So it's a shame that George is retiring, though, like Andrew says. But it's fine. We'll have fun at Safari Zone this weekend, pal. But yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Koopa NJ. Follow the show at Squawkcast on YouTube and X. We're also wherever you get your podcasts. We'll see you guys next week for some more Pokemon stuff. And good night, everybody, and take care.
Deuces.